Hello, good morning. Welcome to the board review. How is everybody? It's Tuesday, June 3rd. Steak is making his way back. I almost said to the States. No, he's been in the States the entire time. He's making his way back to Florida today, so no Steak today. Steak will be on tomorrow. If you paid attention to the graphic, I saw somebody, no big deal, made this graphic this morning. I think it looks kind of nice. We got two guests on today. We got two guests on to talk puck. And I made an official announcement yesterday that I'm going to watch every second of every game of both finals, and I'll have to have that discussion with my wife because we're just going to plan around it. Okay, anything we do miss from tomorrow on is planning around the Stanley Cup and the NBA Finals. And you know what? I think she's going to understand because she's pretty understanding. And then I'm going to be like, listen, then it's a dead time in sports for 4 weeks. Huh? What, by the time this ends? 4 weeks? How long of a lull is there? What's the period of time between the finals ending in both sports and then the NFL starting to ramp up? Because you think it ends after the Super Bowl. Then you get hit with March Madness. Then you get hit with golf. Then you get hit with the playoffs. Never ends. DJ, I miss you so much. What's up? How you doing, buddy? Eggs today. Yes, I had 2 fried eggs today. 1.5 fried eggs today. And a beet juice. They're good for the kidneys, from what I understand. Twitch count your days. You won't let me resub to DGen. What does that mean? It's not letting you resub. Bucknuts in here, yapping away. He's not even sub. Tailing Doll says my cholesterol is high. You got to figure that out. It's understanding because there's no sports until August 30th, right? I know I want to make this clear. I'm not shitting on college baseball. Just because it's not necessarily something I get into. But when I see the clips of it, college baseball looks very fun. It looks very exciting. There's a lot of emotion. I think I've given you my take on college baseball. Have I given you my take on college baseball or have I not? Because, we got plenty of time. We got a full hour before we're going to be joined by Jonny Lazarus. What's up, Quantitative? Nice POD yesterday. Great job. Last time I tailed the POD, it was cake, as the kids say. I think I took the Royals against the Cardinals. No, the Royals against the Reds. They lost, but you hit every other wager. That's great. Maybe I'm the mush. Juice beats today. Yes. Ohio State Buckeyes play Texas August 30th. Nice. That's when the season of sports ends. IOOHI. Okay, let's stop. I don't think I want to start today spelling Ohio. Okay. Nice POD QE tailed. Yep. Can we cook up some dingers for Dinger Tuesday? I totally forgot that it was Dinger Tuesday. Yes, we can and we will. Okay. We can and we will. We're going to go into the board. We're going to do things a little opposite today. We're going to go into the board. We're going to go into the baseball board. Shout out to my ladder yesterday. It was absolutely awful. I don't understand. 5 fucking runs through 3 innings. 5 runs. Savali leaving him hanging over the plate. The Brewers are hitting. The Reds are hitting. Not 1 run after. Savali retires 10 of the next 12 batters. The Brewer, there was 37 fucking check swings. The most infuriating game to watch. Infuriating. That game, I've been really enjoying baseball lately. That game made me hate baseball. I was like team hate baseball when I watched that Reds Brewers game. Awful. But nevertheless, shout out to Quantitative Eating in here for hitting another POD. Good on you. What's crazy is I hate Texas. I was cheering for Ohio State to beat them, but once they won it all, they've been so cocky I might hit the ball. This is the problem. Yeah, I switched payments on my Apple account. It wouldn't let me resub. Have to figure it out. Got you. Oh, don't do that. 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 Please stop. Please stop. Liberal BK this week. Yes, BK will be in. We got some sub banks coming in. OG, thank you. Snidesy, what's up? Money Rolo yesterday. Appreciate you guys. Dynamite, Dynamic Crusher with a new follow. What's up? Welcome. Thank you for hanging out. How we doing in YouTube? Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube page. If you're on Twitch, make sure you follow the Twitch page. And if you're on Twitter, what's up? You can hang out on Twitter as long as you want. Just like and retweet the stream. That would be great. Yeah, BK will be on. What's the ladder for me to fade today? Yeah. I just want to make things very clear. Okay. There were 2 beautiful, glorious, successful ladders that unfortunately, because I was in Florida and I was limited on Hard Rock, not limited as in I'm a VIP player, but limited as in they just don't offer. The alt lines they offer are ridiculous. The highest alt you could take is a plus 140. Absolutely fucking insane and absurd, but I'm not here to shit on Hard Rock any more than we already have. 2 glorious ladders, and then they're followed up by 3 atrocious ones. That's just kind of how sports betting goes. Okay, that's how it goes. So, what's the ladder today? I don't know, but I think I have an idea. Do you want me to tell you what it is? We're gonna have train level 1 in here. He tried to humble brag and okey doked himself. Cornfields, I don't want to hear it. There's no such, you can't come at anybody for humble bragging because all you do is tout your nice winning CLV tickets. I don't want to hear it. You can't lurk in the shadows, not say anything about anything going on. You can't not say a peep about any events going on and then tell people they're mushes because they get active. Okay. You can't do that. You just can't. How about them Angels and Padres? Yeah, hey, listen, I did win a couple bets yesterday. Thank you very much. I took 2+ prices. Okay, nobody asked, but I'll tell you anyway. The Padres came through. And thank you to Steak. I told Steak on the Mets. I don't even really know why he liked the Mets, but we liked the Mets. He liked the Mets. I took the Mets. We took the Mets. So the Padres come through. So anyways, I'm watching these games yesterday, and I see there's fucking a bajillion runs over here in Boston. There's a bajillion runs over here in Miami. There's a bajillion runs everywhere. And I'm like, okay, we're starting off this day with a bajillion runs in Cincinnati. And then everything just went to shit. So I'd like to talk about that game for a second. Brinks, are you in here? I don't really know that I like the Reds. I don't know that I do. And I'm very sorry about that. Yeah. I don't know that I like this Reds team. I don't know that I do. Can you give me any thoughts? And I don't want to be a hater. I really don't. Had a great time going to Cincinnati. Love the ballpark. Love like the vibe of the team. I'm an underdog guy. I'm a small market guy. You know, I want them to be good. I watched them yesterday. I was miserable. Yeah, I love Ellie, but you know, and I watched the post game and I watched the Reds commentators and they were like, well, you know, we hate to keep telling you guys this, but it's like there's things to see that are promising. You know, we're waiting for them to put it all together. I don't think the Reds got it. I don't. Singer should be better. He was pretty good yesterday, though, you know? 4 more days till I'm back from deployment, and the bars are calling my name. Oh, love that, Scambizi. What is going to be your first beverage? What's going to be your first beverage? I had a nice no alcohol day yesterday, and let me tell you this out there in the streets of Nueva York. The sun was out. It's getting warmer. I see it's a blue fucking sky today. I didn't have to go out for corp stuff this morning. First morning in a couple days, which has been nice. I actually went for a 1.5 mile run, 8:55 pace. No big deal. Okay. But I'll tell you what, I was walking by a lot of people yesterday that were day drinking. All right. Day drinking. Looked pretty good. But I was like, there's no way I can partake in this. Not on a Monday. Got to have a balance, you know? That's what I'm going to do in this slow period. I'm going to try to use it as a time to eat better. I had salmon yesterday, salmon and some quinoa with some zucchini and some tomatoes and a little feta in there. Delicious, you know, delicious. Seems like a lot of young guys that looked so promising the last 2 years when they were everyone's fall in love team. Yep. Curious to see where they sell at the deadline. Yep. 8:55 pace. Quit the cap. No, I'm serious. It was hard. It was hard. I won't even lie to you. Long Island for sure. What are you talking about? I'm talking about your beverage. You can have a Long Island iced tea. Gun to head World Series winner. Great question. Terrible at this game because I got 3 teams in my head. Well, if the Dodgers get healthy, it's got to be the Dodgers. And they will get healthy, I'm sure. But I still like the Phillies. I like the Mets. Somebody just tweeted yesterday that they're taking the Mets to win the World Series. Was it Matty Chucks? Can't remember. Was it Matty Chucks? Might have been. That'd be Matty Chucks again for the no home run lays. Love to see that. I want to see what Brink said. I feel like this is a year we had higher expectations, but our bullpen is atrocious and hitting is inconsistent. Some guys back and forth between being healthy and the IL. Yeah. Yep. What's up, By Torres? Thank you, DGen. Thank you for what? If I had a gun to my head, the LA Dodgers. Yep. Cardinals. Oh, God, stop it. I'm currently in VA for offload. Whoops, didn't mean to send twice. That's okay. I had the Mets and Padres last 2 legs in LA, and they both clutched up in the Expos. We love that. We need the Cardinals in the playoffs this year. That'd be fun. Yeah. Yep. So, it was always the Rockies. How funny is that? I was listening to Behind the Lines yesterday when I was out and about. And it's funny. I just like hearing people's different opinions on how you interpret the lines and the games and everything. And when it comes to reading the lines, I feel like I'm usually aligned with Krabs and Javon and how we think and whatnot. Totally opposite in that game. I thought the Marlins being minus 190 with Max Meyer, whatever, was short. And then, but they had a good point, and this is why I like doing these things and hearing other people talk about this, because they said, when are you going to see ever going to see the Marlins minus 200? I didn't think of it like that. I thought that was short. I thought it was terrifying. I didn't get involved. I'm not here to tout anything or pat myself on the back. I made a decision yesterday to fade Aaron Savale and to back the Brewers at the same time, and I did that by laddering the over. There were 5 runs through 3 innings, and there was nothing after. Unbelievable. Okay. That's not what Pickett wants on their social media accounts. Okay. They don't want and they don't need a guy like me with carpal tunnel and a receding hairline. A nice tan, though, if I may. Good beard. Okay. Somebody complimented my beard. That's why I said that. So they don't need somebody to go out there and tell you, listen, Savali, he ain't this good. And there's going to be bombs away in Great American Ballpark. And it's a 3-2 fucking final. They don't need that. They don't want that. I don't want that. All right. I understand the haters out there think it's meme capper. It's not. I want to win. So I really like to hone into today's board. I officially had 3 bets yesterday. I took the Padres, I took the Mets, and I took the over. I did play the over straight at 9. 2-1 on that. Feel better. Okay, feel better because basically I'm throwing it all away. Like how I'm going about this season, this MLB season, with my strategies, with my angles and analysis, whatever the fuck you want to call it. I have to start new. I have to start fresh because what was working for me last year is not working this year. The guys who are pitching well and playing well are continuing to do so. Okay, the guys who are bad stay bad. So I'm not here to try to do any sort of bounce backs or fade legacy starts because it's just not working. Maybe it will in the second half of the season, but it hasn't. Slim Smith with another sub. Thank you. Crutch Bets gave Shkambizi a sub bank. Appreciate you. By the way, if you order salmon, make sure you ask them to debone it because I forgot to do that last night. And it took me about 15 minutes pulling all the fucking bones out of that piece of fish. But it was good, though. The new fade god is DJ. You can't see. This is why this is why I had to humble brag and okey doke. I literally just a week ago gave you 2 glorious ladders. They just didn't look great. I gave you 2 glorious ladders. Okay. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good. It hasn't been good, but I'd like for it to be good. Okay. Like for a good June. Got to adjust on the fly. I like it. Yeah. Morning, DJ. And long time no see. What's up, Shamway? How you doing? Notice the normal pitchers I fade are Cy Youngs this year. I can't imagine, but Noah pitches again. Hilarious. This is a year of staying on hot dudes. Pause. Yeah. I think it is. And listen, I've taken advantage of it. Got Brian Reynolds hits, runs, RBIs a handful of times. Did very well on Manny Machado. Played Manny Machado a few times. But it's not good enough. It's nowhere near good enough. So that's what I'd like to do today. I before I went to bed yesterday, I had a thought, and that thought was, I'm kind of also going into, who hit a home run one day and to do it again the next, because we've seen it happen quite a bit this year. It's not happening all the time. It's no foolproof system. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yep, Soto is heating up. Okay, I did listen. I mean, I was a fucking foul ball away from cleaning up on Soto, making 9 units on that game. So that still have some PTSD. But I did make some money on him. Yeah, we need a boots on ground stream soon. Yeah, I got to get myself to a baseball game. I really do. DGen, need you to lock in. That ladder hurt yesterday. Yeah, I know. I know. Listen, the thing, if I put myself in the view or in the shoes of you guys, of a spectator, of a viewer, of somebody who watches this stream and is a DJ and follower, you'd have to be concerned about me if I didn't care. You'd have to be concerned about me if I didn't care. I care. I don't like that. I don't like that. I actually had the game on. At all the things you could put on the television, I had the fucking game 55, whatever the fuck it is, in the beginning of June, the Milwaukee Brewers and the Cincinnati fucking Reds on the television, watching it. Angry. Bitching to Steak. Bitching to the Pickett guys. Not happy about it. I'm ready for some cheers and some fist pumps and some fucking green on my Pickett calendar, okay? I followed since DGen had that NBA Finals exacta cash. Oh, yes, the Mona Lisa. Love that. That one got me a good amount of followers. I need something like that real soon. I really do. I need something like that. Anyways, we'll do that again. I'm starting to think about it. That's what I manifested. That's what I started to think about when I was on my run. I was thinking, what would my Mona Lisa look like? And I wonder if we're going to have one in the Stanley Cup too. I'm looking forward to talking about the Stanley Cup. I am not kidding. I am so excited. I really am. Darnell Nurse, yep, Mona Lisa Part 2. You know what? I did a Mona Lisa for the Mavericks and Celtics, and it did not hit. So this would be Mona Lisa Part 3. What do I get with Pickett Pro? Great question. I'm not sharpened on my sales pitch for what you get with Pickett Pro. Okay, so I'm not even going to sit up here and bullshit you, and I hope you can appreciate that. Okay, the type of salesman I am is I let the product sell itself. But I need to at least be some sort of advisor and give you the information that you need for the basic questions. I don't have all that just yet, but I'll get it to you. Okay. Mona Lisa Green Ticket Part 2. Are you going to the Cup and selling your tickets? No, I didn't get tickets. I don't bet the NHL, but would totally tail on a Cup Mona Lisa. Yep. You get line movement. I know that much. Sure. Well, I have it up for you. Just about every day. Adam Ua with a new follow. What's up? Welcome to the board review. Thank you again for the hype train and the sub banks. Nice and early. It's 10:24 in the morning. Why don't you say, how about we get started? Okay, let's get started. Let's get into it. Let's talk some ball. And please, ladies and gentlemen, do not be scared on giving me your feedback and opinion. Okay? Because I'm going to need you now more than ever. You have a fun fact? Please give it to us. Tennessee is getting Wawas. Nice. Yeah. I haven't seen Yay Lads in a long time, but he commented on my Wawa tweet yesterday and said Wawa would never be in a shithole city like New York. And listen, I like Philadelphia, but I've been to Philadelphia recently. It ain't all that great. Outside of it's beautiful. But if Philadelphia's gonna be riddled with Wawas, then I just don't think that applied. So Trout is scorching hot. Listen, I already put it in. Trout might be my guy, but then what is it? How do if I want to ladder Trout, if I want to go all in on Trout, what am I doing? Am I doing bases? Am I doing RBIs? Am I doing hits? Am I doing home runs? You know what I mean? Mike Trout, very hard, dude. Yeah. I know Steak has the Red Sox. Who is your team for June? No, that's what we're going to do. I'm glad you brought that up. I'm picking a team for June. And it's going to start today. It's not the fucking Red Sox. When we had this conversation at Perkins, W. Perkins, by the way, good breakfast. It was the Royals. I have since changed my mind on Kansas City. I changed my mind. I don't know who it's going to be yet, but we're going to go to the board. I'm going to say that. Pick a player, not a team. What are you talking about? For the latter? Yeah, but no, I want to bet on a team every day. Orlando Magic doing a logo redesign. Thank God, because their fucking current logo stinks, and it has stunk for quite some time. Trout up to 4 bases. In and out and Wawas in 2026 in Tennessee. What a time to be alive. Yeah, Pickett Pro features CLV analysis, outcome analysis, odds alert, market open analysis, futures tracking, and more. Bang! If you don't have Pickett, download Pickett, track all your wagers, and look at your calendar. Okay, you can learn a lot about yourself and about your betting. Oh, and I like what Pickett's doing. It's gonna. I saw Trent tweet this. If you go to your summary, you can pick on a player and it tells you how what your record is on betting that player. I love that. Did someone say futures tracking? Yes. Big futures guy over here as well. Not like Corn. Corn is sharp, by the way. Corn keeps every time I get a DM from Corn, he's sending me a top prospect to bet rookie of the year. So it's a hell of a strategy. I don't know how he came up with it. Bet the top prospects to win Rookie of the Year. Okay, collect them all. Collect them all like they're Pokemon cards. All right. Hashtag Taj. It looks terrible, by the way, Degen. What are you talking about? Oh, no. Are you serious? Shut up. They just posted it and it looks terrible? What are you talking about? What? You out of your mind? These are the new Magic jerseys? Shut up. Hold on. Live reveal. I love them. I love them. Oh, my God. I love them. The new Magic jerseys just dropped. I love them. They're back to the retro. These are fantastic. What are you talking about? Basic? Basic? You know what? Sometimes don't overdo it. No, that's not basic. This is beautiful. These are incredible. How do you not like these? Holy shit, I'm in love. I'm in love. I might order one of each. The middle one is ugly? No. It's not my favorite. I think I like the white. Shit. Are the Twins ever going to cool down? Yeah. Pinstripes are the way? Absolutely. Holy nostalgia. Yeah. You get it. You get it. I mean, dude, this is as close to the OG design as you're going to get. You can't be upset with this. Come on. End of the last week of May, very good. Starting a little shaky in June. Got plenty of days to win some wagers. Big Rob, yep. Nice and easy. Always bet responsibly. The Washington Wizards are laughing at the middle one. Greg Hazel, great comment. Reminds me of Penny. Yeah. These are great. These Magic jerseys are magical. I love them. I love them. Wow. Very happy. Okay. All right, guys. Let's get into the board. Let's talk baseball, and then we are going to talk puck. Okay, we're going to talk puck. We got Jonny Lazarus coming on. We're going to bitch about the Rangers too. I'm sure that'll make for some great banter. Then we got Iain MacMillan on. He's going to talk, give his opinion on the Stanley Cup as well. He's a puck knower, and he's also going to talk a little Canadian Open. We'll get a little head start on the golf talk. And then after that, tomorrow we're going to have BK on for some golf, resident golf guy. And then Steak will be back tomorrow. And then Thursday, I think we're going to have Trent on. We're going to have Trent on to talk Pacers and Thunder. He's the only Thunder fan I know and see out there. I'd like to get a little background on that. I have some fun questions for Trent. And you know what? If you guys have any questions for Trent, keep them nice. Okay. For the most part, everybody in here, I'm sure, is familiar with Trent and probably only has nice things to say. There's a few haters, I'm sure. But we'll have Trent on Thursday to talk Thunder Pacers, and then we will have happy hour, Pickett happy hour. When is the NFL's future stream? You know what? We got to get that started. We do. We'll probably get that started next week. Oh, we always have questions for Trent. Bang, W guest. Yeah, good lineup, right? And then we need to start incorporating Stump the Snowman. Stump the Snowman, because I think that would make for some great trivia. Okay. All right. Let's get into it. Let's start talking. I want to go to the events tab. And I'm going to, by the way, does anybody bet tennis? Because I'm looking at US Open tickets. I love the US Open. Shout out Corny. He was at the US Open last year, but we couldn't link up. I know it's far away from now, but wanted to ask because my ship schedule is up in the air. Got it. You are on tennis right now? Yeah. Stump the Snowman would be great for recap Mondays. Yeah, you're right. Stump the Snowman. Is that a cocaine reference? No, it's like Stump the Schwab, but his name is Snowman. Nice try, though. Anyways, let's get into the MLB. What do you say? All right. We have a glorious day. I think every team is playing, if I'm not mistaken. Every team's got to be playing. We got the Houston Astros and the Pittsburgh Pirates coming up. Why in the fucking world are the Pittsburgh Pirates minus 152? I only have Pickett up right now. Hold on. Everybody just hold your fucking horses. MLB lineups. Okay. Oh, it's Skeens Day. Duh. Skeens effect. Yeah. Obviously. Okay. They're playing the Houston Astros. I don't think the Houston Astros are going to be my team to bet on every day, and I don't think the Pittsburgh Pirates are either. Lance McCullers is going. Am I crazy, or did Lance McCullers literally just fucking pitch? Didn't this guy just pitch? Hold on. Let's pull it up. Lance McCullers. Strikes out 12 and quality start. Yeah, he pitched on May 28th. Yeah, felt like yesterday. 12 Ks. Wow. 29th, 30th, 31st, 1st, 2nd. Okay, so he had 5 days off. Wow. Lance McCullers is a guy who went 1/3 of an inning. He allowed 3 hits and 7 earned runs. He has a negative FanDuel fantasy score. I did not even know that was possible. System play? Yep. But what system? Under Ks, right? Under Ks? I'm just so worried because it's the fucking Pirates, you know? Skeens usually doesn't get line respect, though. McCullers off masterclass. Got it. Is it the Pirates today? Cruises to 4th win. All right, you got to win against Arizona on the road. Hey, you know what? I think I like the Pirates today. Let's see how. Oh, yeah, I got to get Baseball Savant up too. McCullers getting disrespected. Is he? Interesting. That's an interesting way to look at it. Okay, I got Baseball Savant up. Let's go to probable pitchers and let's see what kind of familiarity do these two teams have with each other. Hasn't Skeens been underdog lately? Not totally sure. What does raise the jolly mean? Oh, is that a Pirates saying? Skeens over Case. He found it. Yeah, I think you're right. Okay, here we go. 22 plate appearances, batting 111, so they don't hit them all that well. Looks like the Pirates can hit McCullers a decent bit. 258. Let's go Paul Skeens' history here. Altuve has a hit. Yanier Diaz has a hit. Oh, you know what? In the good name of Matty Chucks, this is probably the no home run play, right? Although the odds on that got to be kind of terrible because it's Skeens. Total in this game is 7.5. Feels right. Skeens may go over on Ks and hits allowed. He already has it on the slip. Well, that makes a lot of sense. This feels like the game to do it. Yeah. I think Chuck's already posted his home run. Okay, and this is 1. Well, sorry. I did not see it. I promise. I didn't mean to swagger jack. Not that I'm going to go out there and run with it. So here's where I'm at. Here is where I'm at with this. I like the Pirates. Is there anyone on the Pirates who's been a hot hitter? You know I'm a Brian Reynolds guy. Is he staying hot? 3 hits, 2 RBIs in the win. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he fucking is. Give me a reason not to keep riding Brian Reynolds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 game hit streak. He was 1 for 3 on June 1st. The Pirates had a day off. What's the reason not to bet Brian Reynolds? He's batting 238. That's crazy. Feels like he should be batting way more than that. You know, Cruz is due, but he's been due. I'm not playing due. Yeah. Give me Brian Reynolds today against Lance McCullers. Does Brian Reynolds have a nickname? This guy's 30 years old. He's from Baltimore. Baltimore's pride and joy. And he's from Vanderbilt. Or went to Vanderbilt, I should say. All right. I like Brian Reynolds today. Oh, fuck. I think I clicked the wrong tab. Okay. I'm going Brian Reynolds. Let's go to Pickett. And let's see on Pickett. Let's go look at this. Let's go look at these splits. Got a lot of money on the under, huh? A lot of money on the under. A lot of bets on Paul Skeens. I don't like the under. You know why I don't like the under? Because I think Paul Skeens, or I think the Pirates might win this game, and I think the Pirates might hit McCullers. Over Lance McCullers strikeouts, 5.5. Oh, the under is popular. Yeah, sharps. They're sharps. They're fucking sharps. I don't see Brian Reynolds anywhere, though. By player. Brian Reynolds. Hits, runs, RBIs. Over 1.5 is even money. Sure. 750 for a home run. I guess that's kind of where he usually is, though, right? He's not the biggest home run hitter. He's got 7. You know, give him 1. What's a good Brian Reynolds nickname? Is he big? 6'3", 205? I wouldn't want to fuck with him. The wrench. Maybe. Reynolds. Wrench. The W is silent. Big wrench. The big wrench. Could be on to something. That's all I'm saying. I kind of like it. Doesn't sound like any of you guys like it. That's all right. Fuck your opinions. So, Reynolds rap, Brian. Big Dick Brian. No, come on. Got to be a little bit more than that. So, I'm so sure. What are we sure about? Big wrench? Big wrench? I think it might be Brian Reynolds Day. Okay, let's move on. We got a lot of games to talk about, and the tempo and pace is terrible right now. It's so funny when I have Steak up here and then I go back to being solo. Like I'm kind of, it's like I used to do this by myself for like 2 years, and it feels so weird. It's hard to get back into the groove of being like a fucking running solo. You know what I mean? Anyways, let's do, we are losing focus quickly. Okay. Well, somebody asked me to fucking give him a nickname. Anyways, let's go. Let's get back to the board. I'm going to lock in and I'm going to fucking power through. Marlins and Rockies. Let me tell you right now, if you are doing anything with this game, you're doing one thing and one thing only. You ready? You ready? Ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Thank you. If you do anything with this game, fuck those guys, DJ, and he deserves a nickname. I stand with fucking YouTube chatter Cadex right now. Fuck those guys is right. It's Dollander. It's Fade Sandy. Sandy's either going to fall to continue to suck and have a disaster class, or he's going to fucking have 14 Ks today. Thoughts on the new Magic jersey? Love them. Dollander? Let me just tell you right now. This motherfucker spells his name Dollander. You want to be called Dollander? Dough. DOE. Fuck you. And fuck Dollander. Now I'm out. Out on the fucking bitch ass Rockies. Alcantara 14 Ks. Fuck that shit. So, if I was to play this game though, I wouldn't. There's not a chance in hell I'd put $1 on the Marlins right now. No fucking shot. Let's see. Question: didn't you and Steak line the Nerfy in the Ray? Yes, he did. He said it'd be a nasty Nerfy. I didn't play it though. I didn't play it. Struggles again and no decision. Okay. Sandy Alcantara. This guy looks like 2021 Patrick Corbin. I don't even think we have to go that far back. He just had one of his worst days. This guy's terrible. He's terrible. It's crazy. Dude, honestly, can Sandy be revived? Sandy buy low? Like trade him? No. I think they might have to get right and win. Fuck that. Dude, I like the Rockies. Coming up soon. Bro, buy low on Sandy. I would. I'd buy low on him. Get him out of Miami. Okay? He's done with Miami. He'll go to the Dodgers and turn into Cy Young. Yep. Yeah, exactly. How do you not press Rockies team total even money? Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree. Okay, we'll move on. I like the Rockies, and I like the Rockies team total over again. Like Steak said. Yeah, I'm just acknowledging it's one or the other. He's going to shove like he's never shoved before. That would probably be the semi-obvious play. He hasn't had a game with over 5 Ks. It's crazy. What's up, Reggie? How we doing? Another clip loading. I love it. What are we talking about? Pip talk. Ironically, VSiN reference odds on a Rockies series sweep this year and this morning. JVT and VSiN leaned in with fading. Okay. Rockies might be team of June. Fuck that. No, I'm not going to be that stupid. Not going to be that stupid. But could you imagine? Could you imagine if like the Pirates or the Rockies just went on like a, I don't know, won 13 out of 20? was going to say I like Sandy K's after the Rockies put up 6. It is obvious, but that's fine. Obvious plays hit. Obvious plays hit all the time. All right, let's keep moving. We don't have much time before we're going to talk puck. Get ready for puck talk, okay? Because we're going to dive in. Yeah, I'm not fading. I'm not catching the falling knife. Speed review, then we'll be before puck. That is exactly what we're doing right now. Please lay on us what you've got. All right, speed review. Nationals, Trevor Williams against who the fuck is this? Who is this? Horton? Who the fuck is Horton? Cade Horton never faced this team. I have a thought. The Nationals are scrappy bitches, aren't they? Nationals are kind of scrappy. 1, 2, 3, 4. They won 4 out of 5. That's not easy to do. You just won series on the road against Seattle and against the Diamondbacks. Not easy. Not easy at all. I like the Nationals. By the way, DJ, I want to say I'm loving this Bucks offense. Yes, please. I have to stay. Please. Now is not the time. Horton isn't great. I think I want to press the Nationals. Okay. I'll give you fucking team contender. I'll give you a team contender for the month of June of the teams that I'm just going to keep betting on. Might be the Nationals. Just won fucking 2 series on the road against Seattle and Arizona. Dog day. Yeah. Hit 2 dogs yesterday. I'm ready to rough. I'm ready to fucking rough. Absolutely. Okay, I like the Nats. Total 9.5 is high. I mean, you don't really want to fade the Cubs on the road, but they are 500 essentially. ATS on the road. Talk to me about Rodon and Bibee. Total at 8. Well, that's a good game. Guardians have seen Rodon a lot. Bibee's pretty good. Is this the right line? Or is that high? Hasn't Bibee been better? Let's see. Fans 7 and loss. Oh, he didn't. I mean, he wasn't great. I kind of like Bibee today. Should I not? I kind of like the Guardians today. Oh my God. Judge is 3 for 3 against Bibee. Holy shit. 9.5 is high for a reason. Both teams have putrid bullpens. Yep. Rodon owns Cleveland. Even going back to his White Sox days. Good to know. Thank you. Oh, how do we not fade that? He just had 10 Ks against the Angels. Oh my God. See, this is what I'm saying. The pitcher system is not working. Back to back, 3 in a row. Master classes, 4 out of 5. This guy, he's been awesome. Okay. He's been awesome. You fucking do it. I ain't doing it. I won't do it. But I kind of want to fade the Ks. Yeah, Ramirez. How's Quan against him? 1 for 5. That's it. Lefty. That's not great. Ramirez, 244. No home runs, though, is interesting. Played by Carlos Santana. I have no interest. I'm out. Fucking out. Out of these 4 games, I like the Pirates, I like the Rockies, and I like the Nationals. That's what I like. All right. Ooh, Chris Sanchez. Oh, is that? I don't know. What's a lot of respect for Bowden Francis, is it not? Somebody alert Johnny Juntana and Avery Chenier. All right, so they've seen Bowden before. Okay, not a whole lot of familiarity with the Blue Jays and Chris Sanchez. What did our guy Chris Sanchez just do? Lefty, he's been really good. In line for okay. He just had a very good day. He had a very good game. He's been good. Chris Sanchez is good. Let's see what kind of history we got here. You know what? This feels like an under. Holy shit. Bowden Francis coming off of a masterclass. But class, what did we just fucking say? Guys who pitch well tend to do it again. They tend to do it again. Phillies cat meat lately. No, what are you talking about? I'm not contradicting myself. What are you talking about? Please be specific. What am I talking about? He should be today. I like the under in this game. Up! How do you feel about a Nerfy? How do you feel about a Nerfy? You have? I don't like it. Perfect day for the Phillies offense to break out after the Brewers series. I like the Nerfy. That's my Nerfy. Chat, somebody write it down. This is the Nerfy of the night. The night. Oh, yeah. Phillies, Blue Jays, Nerfy, Barami. The Nerfy king. Yep. I think out of everything I've been betting in baseball this year, the Nerfies have been like the only thing. Rangers Rays, POD. Look at that. It was something you said 2 games ago. I don't know. Okay. Former race prospect. Yep. Never forget. Think traded for Curtis Mead. Schwarber bomb loading. Yep. Leadoff hitter goes deep first pitch. Yep. Get your jokes out now. Get your jokes out now. Get your jokes out now. Who's leading off the Phillies game? Yep. Get your jokes out now. Nerfy main fact mean we get a Schwarber lead up. Great. That's great. I fucking, yeah. Keep on. Keep on keeping on. Why not? Okay. Get him to keep it moving. Bayo and Kikuchi. I'm going to leave this one alone. Leave it alone. Boston Red Sox. The Boston Red Sox and the Angels scored a fuck ton of runs yesterday. There's always that ladder, I guess. I'm out on this game. I think I'm out. You guys have anything? Please share if you do. Maybe Kikuchi K's? No, I don't like anything. Maybe it's the Red Sox. Let's go to the Reds. Hunter Green and Freddie Peralta. No fucking thank you. I have no interest in fading the Brewers. However, yesterday's line was a lot of respect for Aaron Savale and the Brewers. You know, I love the name Kikuchi too. It's a great name. You say Kikuchi, I say Kakauchi. So the Brewers and the Reds, this one feels like respect for the Reds. Because here's what I tell you. Hunter Green is the ace. But Freddie Peralta is the ace. You just had to pick him essentially with Singer and fucking Savale. Dude, how funny would it be if this was the game where that's sort over? Probably going to fucking happen too. God, that was pathetic. They looked terrible at the plate. They really did. Has he played Cincinnati this year? No. Cincinnati was check swing. Fucking assholes. Friedel's been good. Gavin Lux looked terrible. Oh my God. You know who was awful? This fucking Santiago Espinal guy. Oh, you know what? I'll fucking take it a step further. Santiago Espinal was terrible. Exactly. I'm taking this fucking guy under. Hits, runs, RBIs. He was terrible. He's gonna be the Jock Peterson. What's his hits, runs, RBIs, or bases? Under 1.5 is minus 190. Never mind. Oh Jesus, it's so juiced. 1.5 is minus 110. It's minus 190. He's terrible. He was so fucking bad. I honestly wanted to rip my eyes out. Seriously. Santiago Espinal, terrible. All right. That's all I got in that game. Maybe Hunter Green something. I think it's a lot of respect. I do think the bats wake up. What about Hunter Green? What about Hunter Green something? Just out of curiosity, and then we'll move on. Anything with Hunter Green? Is he a guy that he can throw a lot of Ks, right? Ooh, 2 Ks, 3 Ks. Contreras hits him well. Chirino's 1 for 1. Nothing else, though. Sal Frelick's 0 for 6. I mean, like, who are these guys? How are the Milwaukee Brewers playing so well? I know Yelich has been good. Yeah, you should do it. That's a good idea. Have fun. Fucker. Okay. Angels, Red Sox. It's probably going to be the over. Strider. Yelich, hot dude. Yep. Ooh, pitching outs is a good one. I like that. Probably going to be an over, though. Strider and Gallen. I like the Braves. Anybody else like the Braves? I like the Braves here. Didn't Gallen just get fucking shelled? 24% K rate. Seen Gallen a lot. Gallen's really not all that great, is he? Oh no, it's gonna rain in Tampa. That's not good. Spencer 0 for 3, 0 and 3. Zach Gallen. See what Zach Gallen's up to. Stumbles late and loss. Yeah, Zach Gallen is not very good anymore. Not very good anymore. Oh, he's nails? Oh. He's good on the road, huh? Okay. I think I like Spencer Strider. I like Spencer Strider. Can I take his case today? I think I can take Spencer Strider case. I'm going to take Spencer Strider case. That's what I'm going to do. Rays, and this is quantitative eating under. Let me get more water real quick. I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm going to get some more water. I'm very parched right now. Be right back. Hold on. Then we got Jonny and Lazarus coming up here to talk about. All right. I got a quick piss break out of the way, too. Figured we'd take care of that. Okay. Raz and Molly, listen. You saw what I tweeted yesterday. Don't act like you didn't. I know you did. Tyler Molly is on my list of pitchers. Tyler Molly is on my list of pitchers that I don't have a choice. I need to respect. Okay. Picks with Deej with a resub. Appreciate you, dude. I don't have a choice. I have zero choice. He is officially on my list of pitchers to respect. This is a don't overthink it under for me. So Quantitative. So you're going yard today? Yeah, you'd like that, wouldn't you? Did he steal Fando's font and background? No. It was like a thumbnail pre-made on Canva. Fuck you. Anyways, Rays money line is not a nuke. Stop that right now. Detroit minus 153 against the White Sox. That's fucking low. Palante day. You know how I feel about Palante. I am a Palante respecter when nobody else isn't. Or when everybody else isn't. I like Palante. I'm going to go Strider Case. I think he's going to fuck up the Diamondbacks tonight. Molly. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow. The Rangers hit Raz really well. 333. It's crazy because nobody does. Royals and Cardinals. Well, the Royals don't fucking hit Palante for shit. You know why? Because he's a G. He's a fucking G, this guy. Nobody likes Palante. You guys are slipping. Let's see what Palante is doing. Fan 7 and a no decision. Damn. Oh, that was against Baltimore, right? So, what are the Royals doing? Let's see. Not good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 6 in their last 9. They have lost every series. St. Louis coming back down to life a little bit, wouldn't you say? I don't know what I want to do here. I don't know what I want to do. Minus 140 feels like the right number. Bobby Witt home run. Not a lot of wagers in that game. Does it feel like a high total? Or no? Yeah. Kind of feels like a high total. Jacques Cag? What the fuck does that mean? What does Jacques Cag mean? That's a new prospect for the Royals. Oh, okay. I'll fucking perk up for that a little bit. All right, we got a couple more games. John will be on in a minute. We'll talk some puck. I'm looking forward to talking Panthers Oilers. I think that this is going to be the best Stanley Cup final of all time. But take what I say for the grain of salt. I mean, I've only really probably remember Stanley Cup finals for like 15 years, so that's a smaller sample size. You know what I mean? Couple more games. Orioles, Mariners. You know I can't do anything involving the Orioles. However, are the Mariners kind of in shambles? I think they are. That's not good for my over-win total. And are the Baltimore Orioles getting right? Holy fuck, they won 3 in a row. No, they suck. Fuck them. They suck. Much needed 2 wins right there for the Mariners. Much needed. Yep, locked in. Oh, nice. Look at you. Corn's treating these like Pokemon cards. He's got them all. The guy has fucking got them all. You love it. I really do love it. I'm not even just saying that, Cornfield. I'm not fucking with you. You know what? I go back to the Padres. I would go back to the Padres. Are they going to be my team in June? I don't know, but they are winning. They are winning. They grinded out a win here. Grinded. Absolutely grinded. I might go back to the fucking Padres. That might be my team. That might be my team in June. The Padres get right and figure it out. Twins and a absolutely insane. I don't care what you tell me. I don't care what ballpark this is played in. I truly don't care. Truly don't care. You can't tell me a total with 10 with Pablo Lopez on the bump. You can't tell me there was a total of 10. That's crazy. Dodgers and Mets, I have no interest in going back there. Okay. I'm going to run you through this real quick, give you a quick recap. I like the Pirates. Am I going to play the Pirates? I'm not entirely sure, but I do like the Pirates. I might play them first 5. I like the Rockies. Am I going to play the Rockies? Not entirely sure, but I like the Rockies. Nationals and Cubs. I like the Nationals. Nobody wants to fade the Cubs. I'm not telling you I'm going to do it to get nasty. I just think the Nationals might have some life. They might be a really hot team. That might be my team in June. As of right now, the Nationals are my leading candidate. Nationals are the team of June. Nothing in the Yankees. Blue Jays, Phillies, Nerfy of the fucking night. Nerfy of the night. Boston Angels, nothing. Reds. Probably an over. And I'll even go a step further. I like Hunter Green K's. I do. I like Hunter Green, but I'm not going to fade a hot team. I'm not fading the Brewers. I'm out. Spencer Strider K's. That's my guy. Spencer Strider tonight. That is my guy. I'm going to go Spencer Strider. Is he going to go in a K ladder? Is he going to go in a parlay? Not necessarily, but that's going to be my guy. Rays and Rangers. Quantitative likes the under in that one. Totally fine with me. I don't like how well the Rangers have been hitting Rasmussen, though. So that scares me a little bit. Detroit minus 150, absolutely insane. They could have my sister pitching for them, and they still should probably be minus 175 against the fucking putrid White Sox. I'm a Palante guy. Maybe I should plant my flag and just go with Palante in the Cardinals' first 5. Might do it. No interest in fading Baltimore. I can't get on the right side of these motherfuckers, so I'm out. San Francisco and the Padres. I'm going to press the button with the Padres again. Not going to get greedy with the Mets, but I will press the Padres again. D-backs don't K. Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you, Phils. I figured you'd probably have that fucking knowledge. 5 minutes late on that. And the Twins and the A's, I got nothing. All right. I think that wraps up MLB talk for a fucking slate with every single team playing today. And no stake. I think we did fairly well. Now it's time to turn our attention to the ice. And we got Jonny Lazarus coming up here. And for the next hour, we're going full in on puck talk. Does your sister look? Shut up, idiot. D-backs may not K, but they don't go against Strider every matchup. I like where your head's at. Back to Malik. Yeah. Time for the main event. Exactly. All right. Without further ado, Jonny, you ready to roll? I think I see you talking.
Yeah, I'm here. I actually had one baseball question quick before we go into hockey.
Hit me with it.
How could you not pound the Marlins tonight? Is there any chance the Rockies win back-to-back games? I'm not a big baseball guy, but I'm looking at that and I'm like, I gotta take this team to win tonight.
So that's funny you asked that question. 2 to 3 years ago, that type of thinking is the exact opposite of what we do. Right?
Gets you in trouble.
No, yeah, well, something that seems so obvious or like, oh, this team's due to bounce back, or oh, no way this team wins again. The shit you don't expect is the stuff that would happen. And it felt like a cheat code. Lately, that's not happening. So if I'm playing that game, though, I'm not, I don't think I want to bet the Marlins.
I don't bet baseball ever, but all I hear about on social media is how bad the Colorado Rockies are. First team or fastest team to lose 50 games. I saw they won last night, so I'm looking at sports and I'm like, well, odds are they're probably not going to do it again.
I'll give you an actual baseball logic reason. The pitcher for the Marlins, Sandy Alcantara, has been terrible.
Okay.
So if you've ever heard of that name. Yeah. So you're not a baseball guy, but I have a question before we get into it. Are you a sports bettor?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I love betting tennis, actually. I have a big bet right now on Francis Tiafoe.
Okay. So I was going
to see me looking down at my phone. I'm streaming that game.
Look away. I was going to say, what are your sports that you like to bet on?
Well, hockey obviously is number one.
Okay.
I do like betting NBA as well. I'm a huge Rangers and Knicks fan. Those are the two teams that I support. Any other New York sports team, I'll watch and I'll my friends are all Jets fans, and mostly Mets fans. So I'll watch those teams, but I don't have a rooting interest really in those teams. So when the Yankees and Mets are both good, I'm happy, it's cool. And when the Giants and Jets are both good, cool with me. So I'll watch NFL, I'll bet NFL every now and then, but I love betting, mostly hockey. Tennis is my second favorite sport to bet, and then I'll dabble in NBA, but not nothing. I'm not handing out picks or giving anything, I just do it for fun.
Yes. Okay. So real quick on the tennis note, are you going to the U.S. Open? Have you been to the U.S. Open?
I've been to the U.S. Open 2 years in a row. I usually love to go the first day. My best friend's a huge tennis fan. Crutch bets, love that. I took Tiafoe before the match started, and I took him to win the second set. So that just hit, which is huge. But tennis, just to say for live betting reasons, best sport to live bet because the odds are constantly changing and momentum swings are nuts. Yesterday, I hit Alexander Bublik was I think plus 800 going into the match against Jack Draper. And you're watching that match, you're seeing the momentum kind of go in his favor. He's still plus after winning his first, like he won the second set, still plus odds. I took him to win the third set and to win the match. Like you hit on plus odds like an insane amount. It's unbelievable.
Are you a Ben Shelton guy?
Love, favorite player.
Okay.
Favorite player.
Hot take, US Open, probably one of the more fun sporting events. I wouldn't. Yeah, I had a blast. I went probably, I don't know, 7-8 years ago with my buddies. For whatever reason, when I like living in New York and working in real estate, there's a ton of tennis fans here. And I know a couple guys who actually like train or give tennis lessons. And the funny thing is, and that you realize this in all sports, the more someone knows about a sport, the shittier at betting they are.
It's true. I'm the worst hockey better on the planet.
So I go to the US Open for the first time. We went to the earlier rounds where like you just walk in and out of the stadiums. People are playing. You can sit fucking 2 rows up next to somebody playing tennis, bet on them, which is awesome. But I walked out of there losing every bet, but very knowledgeable. Just unreal event in general. So I think I've been twice. I'm going to go again. Did not miss the pre-sale tickets. But just real quick, your background is hockey. I was going to ask you. I didn't know if you were a New York guy. Is that where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from Syosset, Long Island. Grew up there, and I live in the East Village now. Lived in Williamsburg for 2 years, but I moved to the East Village in October.
And you played hockey?
Yeah. I played 2 years at UMass Amherst and then 2 years at Mercyhurst University, both Division I schools. So grew up playing AAA hockey on Long Island. Played AA till like 9th grade. Then moved to Texas for 2 years to play junior hockey out there. Then got my Division I commitment and played 4 years in college.
And right now, are you like the Rangers guy, or are you technically employed by NHL Network, or do you just do a little bit of everything? Because I kind of see you all over the place.
So I'm a freelancer. So
Okay.
I am like a Rangers guy because I root for that team and I like cover that team, but I'm not a beat writer. So like for who I work for, and just to answer Dave Martinez Burner, Wichita Falls, Texas was where I lived for 2 years. But for Daily Faceoff, I'm a credentialed reporter for them. I usually go to the opposing team's morning skate and do like a one-on-one interview, which turns into a written story with the teams that the Rangers are playing against. So that's a cool way for me to get to know guys around the whole league. But because I'm credentialed, I go to the games also just to, find any storyline or, ask questions in press conferences and talk to players after the games and whatnot. But like, because I root for the Rangers, like I get to also do extra work for the Rangers, but I'm not like paid extra to do that. That's just because I love the team and I love being there, and it's just a huge perk of the job.
Okay, let me give you. So I'm a Rangers fan. Admittedly, so I'm from Florida. I moved to New York in 2013.
Oh, you're from Florida? No way.
From Florida, from Central Florida. So like Magic, Rays, Bucks, all my teams. Now I loved hockey. Like I grew up for whatever reason. I remember like watching Patrick Waugh. Like that was my guy. Played video games, loved him. Lemieux, Yager, played with the Penguins, whatever. But unfortunately, I never formed an allegiance as a fan with like the Lightning or now the fucking Panthers. But I just loved watching it. Then I moved to New York. Have to have a New York team that you root for. And it worked out perfectly because I had no beef with the Rangers. And if anything, I like watching them play when they were on. But I fucking can't. I'm not a Jets guy. Sorry. And I hate the fucking Yankees. So I was like, I'm picking up the Rangers, and I did it at the perfect time. 2014, they go to the Stanley Cup. It was an awesome team. Matt Zuccarello was my favorite guy on that team.
Favorite.
Yep, and had a great time. There's a bar called the Flying Puck, by the way. I don't know if you remember it, by Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, I do.
It closed.
I wasn't old enough to drink, but yeah.
Okay, fair. How old are you?
29.
Okay, there you go. It's old enough. So anyways, I had a great intro to New York Ranger hockey fandom. The past few years, like when I get into a team, I get into a team. So I've been full on. I go to games every year, been a handful of playoff games. I have been very, what's the word? It's very, very frustrating. And it's bringing me not so much joy. And I understand they just won the President's Cup and they went to the Eastern Conference Finals. I totally understand that. But I haven't really been into some of the moves they've made or some of the players like Kakko and Lafreniere that they drafted. I wasn't very thrilled with their development or how they came on when you see other guys who get draft high and kind of immediately you're like, oh, this guy gets it. But overall, and I don't know how much you can or can't say or criticize New York Rangers, so I totally respect and understand that. Overall, going into this year with the Rangers, what's your vibe? Is this a team that's on the decline, or is this a team that has like a few tweaks and then they'll be good for the next 5 years?
So, okay, I'm not excited at all, to be honest. But
Good.
but let me explain. You bring in a great coach in Mike Sullivan, but there's still roster construction that needs to happen for me to believe that they're good enough to win. And here's where like the last 3 years of how I've gotten to this point, I'll try to explain it any way I can. I'm gonna, fumble fuck a lot of things here, but
That's okay. You're fine.
stick with me. I believed in the core from 2022 through 2024. I really thought they could do it, and the best hockey they could have possibly played was last year. That is the best this team could do. With those guys being those guys, like with Mika Zibanejad, Panarin, Igor, anyone you want to name, Fox, Lafreniere. Like, I don't think those guys can play any better than they did. So going into this year, it's like, listen, I think they had to take a hard, long look in the mirror and decide what we have here. Sure, it's good, but it's not good enough, and there needs to be some changes. That's why Chris Drury did what he did on the fly, brought in JT Miller. They're trying to find new pieces and guys that can actually lead you to that next step, but it's going to take some time. It's not going to solve itself overnight. So I still think 4 or 5 moves need to be made before I am bought in and believe in this team again. And as a fan, that's all you can really ask for. Like, I don't regret or feel bad or I'm pissed off at the last 3 years at all, because even this past season, I'm not pissed off about, because you know what? At least we got some answers, and we're not going to try to fool ourselves anymore that this team's good enough to do it. Like, we're now going in a new direction, and we're not going to sit here and say that Mika Zibanejad is the number 1 guy that can get us to win a Stanley Cup when it's pretty clear that it's not him. So I like that they're going in a different direction and trying to change up the roster, but I still am thankful and I'm grateful for the ride of the last 3 seasons, because those 3 postseasons, despite that first round exit to the Devils, were fun as shit, man. Like, when you believe in your team and you think your team can do it, there's no better feeling. And when they come up short, yeah, it sucks, but I'd so much rather have that belief and the hope that they can do it than have the season we had this year for 5 straight years, 6 straight years, however many years you want to call it, because when there's no hope, that fucking sucks. Like,
yeah.
My job was to go to Madison Square Garden and watch hockey. Like, it's the best job in the world. I'm grateful for it every single day. There were moments this past season, where I'm like, I can't believe I have to watch this team play right now. Like, I can't. Like, I don't want to watch them play at all. Like, I hated them. And not like I don't hate the guys. I hated what they were on the ice. Like, the guys are great.
Yep.
But going forward, until I see those changes, I'm not going to fool myself into being excited, because I don't think this is a championship team right now. So you can bring in the coach, you can do whatever you want to management, coaching staff, all that stuff. The guys on the ice, I need to see something better come October for me to buy in again. Until that happens, not happening.
I'll hit you with a couple quick questions. So where do you stand with Rangers fans?
Love them and hate them, just like every fan base.
I find that, so I'm a Notre Dame fan as well. And as much as, like, if I meet someone and they're a Notre Dame fan, like, obviously I hope that we can have a good conversation about the team, but I find that they're very delusional. We don't have the same expectations and whatnot, and they have a tough time accepting criticism of the team. Kind of find a lot of similarities.
Sometimes, though. Like, I can be delusional at times too. I think that's good.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. But I feel like I'm just having every year. I feel like I have deja vu with the Rangers. They call for the coach's head, they fire the head coach, and then they try to make a trade to win now. Yeah, and we saw with Yandel, they did with Patrick Kane and Tarasenko. I felt like they made some good moves that were a little bit different last year that excited me. We won't turn this all into Rangers talk, but I just like to get your opinion on it. Mm-hmm. We're getting not necessarily superstar guy. JT Miller was a little bit more of like a dog holding players accountable, and getting rid of Trouba, who I just felt like was the biggest fake tough guy in the hockey and on the ice.
I disagree completely.
Really?
Yeah, he's not a fake. If anything, he's the opposite. He doesn't talk a big game. He does it on the ice.
Okay, he does on the ice, like where he throws his helmet into the stands, and that sparked the Rangers. He'll fight, sure, but he's too much of a liability where he'll make stupid fucking penalties.
That doesn't make you fake tough.
Okay, maybe
I think they kind of missed him toward the end. They needed a guy who scared the opponent. Like, guys in the other team, they knew when number 8 was out there, and they had to keep their head up because they were going to get fucking killed if not.
Okay, I'll give you this then. Maybe he's actually tough, but the toughness doesn't outweigh the liability that he was.
Fair enough. Better way to put it. Yeah,
because you need to be a talented defenseman and a tough guy at the same time. Like, for example, Ryan Reeves, nothing but tough. Like, I don't even know if the guy can actually really play hockey all that well. And it's like, okay, like this is fun for a little bit, then let's get you out of here. But I like getting rid of Kako. I like getting rid of Trouba. Do you think that this is my big thing with the Rangers? I don't know that this team can be successful or the right style of hockey team that I'd like with two guys like Mika and Panarin because they're so talented, but I
Yeah.
think they're just so incredibly soft. Agree or disagree?
I gotta ask you one thing first. Did your listeners just chirp you nonstop? I mean, this comment from Nigel is pretty funny. Fake tough coming from a guy wearing a wrist brace. It's pretty
yes, nonstop. Yes, it's great. I love it. Yeah, they knife you good in here. It's great.
Yeah,
I haven't seen anybody say anything mean about you, but it might come.
No, I'm all for that as well. I mean, my show, the chat just rips me nonstop, so I welcome it, and that's why I'm excited to be on here. So the question was, are Panarin and Zibanejad two guys that can do it? That's what it was?
Yeah, can they coexist? Because I think they're too soft. I think they don't have any dog, but they are incredibly talented and skilled. I understand. I just think that you have to split them up.
Yeah, no, I agree. I couldn't agree more. Listen, there's a saying in hockey, like there's guys. Actually, it's in all sports. There's guys that get you to the playoffs, and guys that get you through the playoffs. Those two will get you to the playoffs. Like you need, like we saw it this year. There's nothing I hate more than the fans that say this team, whatever they do in the regular season doesn't matter. They'll only be judged on what they do in the playoffs. Well, guess what? You gotta get to the fucking playoffs first. So your regular season certainly does matter. And with those two, like, yeah, you need those guys because you can count on at least Panarin to put you, get you 80 points, 90 points, 100 points and help you get to the playoffs. Like for the down year that this team had, Panarin still like scored, I think 35, 36 goals. So, that's a pretty good year still. But them being the two top guys, like they're not Kachuk and Barkov, right? Like those guys have skill and they can also beat the living shit out of you too if they wanted to. And Barkov is different. Barkov doesn't necessarily beat up opponents, but he's so hard to play against that it makes up for it. Where Panarin and Zibanejad, like, yeah, they're super skilled, but they're not like hard to play against because no one fears really going up against them physically. Maybe your gap has to be a little bit tighter because you don't want to give them time and space. But if you're going into a corner battle against Zibanejad and Panarin, you're not afraid that you're not going to come up with that puck. So it's a little bit different.
This is my problem. Furl's a Boston guy, and I think he's right. The Rangers just bleed pretty boy hockey.
Yeah. But I think last year though, they weren't so pretty boy in last year's playoffs. Like they gave some shit. Like Vinny Trocheck, I thought was the perfect embodiment of what you'd want for a hockey player.
Agreed. The Rangers need more Trochecks than they do. Like Rangers fans, when I listen to these Twitter spaces, sometimes they go in, they're just like, what the fuck? They thought they were gonna trade for Brady, which I would have loved, but that didn't happen, obviously.
Yeah.
But they keep thinking like, oh, McDavid, McDavid's gonna come to New York.
Yeah.
Or they're gonna get some other superstar. Like that's not what we need. I think the Rangers need a couple more guys like
McDavid I'll certainly take.
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna say no to it, right? Okay, one more New York sports question, then we'll talk Stanley Cup.
Mm-hmm.
I have a take, and again, I've only lived here since 2013. And you might not like this because you're a born and raised New Yorker, but that's okay. We can discourse and we can disagree. I think New York is not a good sports city. Just because they have a ton of sports teams and there are a lot of and Madison Square Garden, there's a lot of things that don't live up to the hype. Madison Square Garden is incredible. I think the atmosphere, and I'm not a Knicks fan, but I think the atmosphere for Knicks games are a little bit better than for Rangers games. I always joke around that Rangers games feel a little corporate. And it's like a city banking networking event every time I go there. But New York City, and it's not even necessarily its fault. It just is what it is. There's so many people that move here from all over the planet. When you walk around on any given day, it's not like if you would be walking around in Chicago or Detroit or even like a Boston. So do you agree or disagree with that take?
That it's not a good sports city?
It's not a good sports city.
I couldn't disagree more. But I do agree with you that Knicks games at MSG, Knicks playoffs games are more electric than Rangers games. But there's a theory to that because in basketball, there's something to cheer about every minute. Like the Knicks they're scoring 100 points a game. You're constantly standing up and cheering when the ball goes in the hoop. Like there's always something to cheer about. Hockey, you're just kind of sitting on the edge of your seat waiting patiently for a goal to happen, right? Like it's not as like energetic every minute of the game. You know what I mean?
So you're saying it's just kind of by default that the way basketball is as a sport makes it more exciting.
I think that helps, but also like to its core, this city is a basketball city. There's pickup games everywhere. Like this isn't you don't walk down 6th Avenue and see pickup hockey. You see pickup basketball. You know what I mean? Like that's what this city is to its core. It's a basketball city.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I guess if every team was great, the
The
Yankees,
Knicks would be the number one, I think. Knicks,
the
Yankees,
Knicks would
1
be
and
number
2.
one.
Knicks, Yankees, 1 and 2.
Okay, that's fair. But you think New York feels
But
like a good sports city to you?
but not only listen, I don't even think it's about the New York teams. Like you go on a Saturday, you go anywhere around the city on a Saturday in the fall, you're seeing college football shit everywhere. Like everyone wants to day drink. Like it's the best place to, you know what I
Wait.
mean?
Hold on. Well, yes, it's a melting pot of
Is that a
people
different story?
yes, I meant sports city for its own teams.
Well, for its own teams, it's not a it's also like a divided city, so it's hard. Like if we had one team in each sport, I think it'd be different. But you're getting millions of people on two different sides, so it's kind of us against each other instead of us collectively together. So it kind of makes it a little bit. What other city really has that? You know, like
LA.
Chicago has two baseball teams, but they don't. That's it. We have two teams in everything. Besides even basketball, we have Brooklyn in basketball. We have two teams in every sport.
Which is fucking stupid, and I hate Barclays.
But that's how big the city is. That's why it's a great. There are rivalries within our own city. That's how great of a sports city this is. I grew up hating Islander fans and hating my own kin. You know what I mean? Like, what other city do you get that in? Like, I grew up, like, my dad was an Islander fan. I turned him into a Ranger fan, like, you know, as I got older. But I would sit on the couch and talk shit to my own father. Like, what's better than that?
I never said it isn't a sports city. It's not an elite sports city.
But what's an elite sports city? Like
Chicago and Boston.
Yeah, Chicago and Boston, I would agree with. But again,
if the Knicks are in the playoffs, which obviously they just were, that is when the city is buzzing and the Knicks and the colors and everything, and it's like it feels like New York sports. If even if the fucking Mets or the Yankees are just exciting or whatnot, the Jets, Giants, you can walk around Manhattan and you don't feel it.
You got to go to a Rangers Devils playoff game, my friend.
I went to
Devils are included in this conversation. Like I would count because like, you know, the Jets and Giants both play in Jersey. Like it should count,
which sucks.
But you go to a rivalry game in this city. Like if the Rangers and Islanders ever play each other in the playoffs, like it'll be fucking nuts. Like that to me, this city is the best. When I think it was last year or 2 years ago, Rangers, Islanders, Devils are all in the playoffs. Like it was the coolest thing ever. It was unbelievable.
Yeah.
And again, like I'll tell a story about Game 7, 2022, Rangers Penguins, Panarin overtime goal. It was a Sunday night. I paid $700 for that Game 7 ticket. It was one of the best nights of my life, top night of my life. I went out straight from the Garden.
Yep.
You know, I was working the next day. I went out till 3 a.m. on a Sunday night after that game. I walked from the Garden to East 7th and 2nd. And on East 11th and 2nd Avenue at 3:30 a.m. I saw another guy in a Ranger jersey. We didn't know each other. Walked up, high five. Fuck yeah, let's go on a Sunday at 3:30 a.m. Like it was just an unbelievable moment. Like you see a guy you don't know in the same jersey you're wearing, you high five, you're just happy. You know, like you don't get that in every city.
No.
Walk 20 blocks home and see a stranger.
That was the pinnacle. That was after a Game 7.
Yeah, but what? It doesn't count.
No. It counts, but it has to be at like the fucking precipice of a sports event where I feel like it'll be a little bit more commonplace for a Boston or a Chicago.
All right, well, guess what? In Los Angeles, you win a Game 7, you're getting in an Uber and you're driving home and sitting in traffic for an
All
hour.
right, listen, I will absolutely say New York is better than Los Angeles, 100%. I just think there are elite sports cities, and I don't consider New York to be one of them.
Well, outside of Chicago and Boston, I don't know what other city you could possibly be talking about.
Detroit is buzzing.
Detroit?
It's buzzing. Detroit is buzzing.
It's an electric football city, not a sports
city.
No! Their teams suck.
You got the Pistons good now. You got the Tigers good now. The Red Wings aren't really very good. Anyways, okay, I got to get your thoughts on the Panthers.
I love that question, though. No, I'm happy with that.
It's a very fun conversation. It's something that I've just felt where I've come here and I've talked to somebody about this who my favorite sports bar closed, Blind Pig on 14th. You don't even remember what it was. I fell in love there, But sports bars can't maintain that style of business in New York because the rents are so high. And this is coming from someone who operates a sports bar. You don't pay your rent and make a profit selling fucking beer and chicken wings. So I just think by nature of what New York City is, you're kind of losing those authentic sports bars where you'd find in those gritty cities and the organic sports fans of those teams. But on a college football Saturday, that is a hot take that I would give you. New York City is one of the best places to be in the entire country. The best.
Interesting comment, though, from Tailing Does. Success does not equal elite sports city. it certainly helps, I feel like.
Well, yes and no. And that's where I think there's that's what I'm saying. Like, if your team is really, really good, everybody's going to come out of the woodwork. And I understand that. But even like a Chicago, if the Cubs are playing and they're an 85 win team, you just kind of know. And I guess the Bulls have been like their teams have been so dead for so long. It's hard to compare. Anyways, we can move on. I thought you gave a very good argument for New York.
I'm very passionate about that. And I will say Dallas, very underrated sports city. Like the Mavs support, the Stars support, even the Texas Rangers. Like that is a great sports town. And obviously
Philly, good one too. I have heard great things about Cleveland as well. Yes, it's funny you say that because I tweeted the other day I was watching the Stars and I was like, man, this atmosphere looks fucking cool. And I don't think that I would have said that. All right. So Panthers, Oilers. Do you, as somebody who I feel like you're a lover of hockey, so you don't have to have your Rangers bias come in the way, because I've gotten criticized from Rangers fans when I slurp the Panthers. Again, I started to fall in love with the sport of hockey. Never played it. Came on very late. I love the Panthers. I've gone to their Stanley Cup games in back-to-back years. I did take them against Edmonton last year. I did not. I don't know what I had against them with the Knights. I'm kind of a softie for Aiden Hill. But anyways, I am obsessed with the Florida Panthers. I love their team. I love how they're constructed. I love Paul Maurice. Do you also share the same sentiment for the Florida Panthers, or do they piss you off because they're in the East?
Well, so here's my thing. I am a bigger NHL fan than I am a Rangers fan. Very clear about that. If that makes sense. Like, I love the game more than I love the team, and
makes perfect sense.
That's also because, like, you know, as I've gotten older, I've played more and I've met more guys on their team, so it's like easier to root for other guys that I just genuinely like. That said, I fucking hate the Florida Panthers as a Ranger fan. Like, I fucking hate them. Love all the guys. One of the more fun teams to be around. But when I watch them, I'm like, oh my God, these guys are fucking pricks. Like, I hate them, but I respect them because they're so good. And it's so hard to do what they do night in and night out. And with that said, I am so happy they're back in the Stanley Cup final because they play the best brand of hockey that I think any hockey fan could ask for. They can outskill you. They can out physical. Out hit you, I guess would be the word. They will fight you. They will slash you in the back of the leg. They will chirp you. They will do anything it takes to win. And as a sports fan, that is so fun to watch. So I'm happy they're here. That said, all I want is for Connor McDavid to win a Stanley Cup. That is all I want. The best player in our game, obviously takes a ton of criticism, has to address the media every single day and answer the same exact questions. And he's, doesn't always have the biggest smile on his face. So for him to take that weight off of his shoulders and to finally get one, nothing would make me happier. Now, let me carry the whole thing in. I'm sure you're going to ask this in a second. I have a harder time betting against the Panthers than I do against the Oilers and McDavid. So I have the Florida Panthers winning the Stanley Cup in 6 games. But I'm not rooting for it. I'm rooting for the Oilers.
I think that's pretty fair and that's pretty well said. And it's kind of funny because one of the way I was going to phrase the question is, are you buying into and wanting to see the Panthers be this next, what it feels like, dynasty in hockey?
Yeah.
Or are you camp, I want to see one of the greatest players, if not the greatest player of all time, win a cup? So you answered that.
Yeah.
But your money
is on the Panthers, heart is on the Oilers.
So let me ask you this, and we'll start to close it out here. You've been great, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you. No, this is a lot of fun.
You seem well received from the chat, by the way.
Thank you.
They typically tend to be vicious and they're very active. So I do this thing that's called the Mona Lisa, where I was correct in picking the exact series in the Boston Celtics and Golden State Warriors of who wins what game in what order. I have not been successful in the NHL, but how would you see if you have the Cats in 6? How do you see that playing out? So Panthers winning game 1.
Panthers win game 1. Oilers win game 2. Panthers win game 3. Panthers win game 4. Oilers win game 5. Panthers win at home to close it out in 6.
Panthers win at home to close it out in 6. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Panthers
if
win
you
all 3
had
home games.
Okay. If you had to give your player, I mean, obviously, the Conn Smythe Award is going to be, if it's going to be McDavid.
Yeah, I think it's going to be him again.
It's probably. Is there
Yeah.
any sort of, just being like an NHL guy? I don't know how analytical you are. Is there any sort of like X factor or someone that you would keep an eye on in terms of like a betting? For example, we had a fun bet. One of our guys actually took it. Marchand to have the most points in the series against Toronto
Oh,
because
great
he
bet.
owns that fucking team. Yeah, it was like 30-1. Do you have a player? I took a shot on Verhaeghe last year in this series. I forget if it was like most goals in the series or something. He disappeared. Is there any player from the Panthers that you would say would be a bit of an X factor, kind of a sleeper? Although they don't have many sleepers because they have so many fucking elite names. But anyone to keep an eye on or make a wager on?
I'm gonna look. Let me just check the odds right now.
Okay.
I don't think it's necessarily a sleeper, but where do I see? Okay.
Well, I feel like these guys on the third and fourth lines, like fucking Lustener, I'm gonna say Luosterainen, Lindell, Greer has been scoring. Mikola's not really a scorer, but he's fucking awesome too. Seth Jones.
How can I find like Conn Smythe odds? I don't know.
I don't know.
They're
not going to be.
I'm sure it's like plus 3,000 or something, but Sam Bennett to win the Conn Smythe would be like my sleeper pick. To me, Sam Bennett has been the most impactful player for Florida the entire playoffs. He's got 10 goals so far in the playoffs, so he's scored quite a bit. I think leads the Panthers in goals and might honestly lead the entire. Let me check the entire. He might lead the whole postseason in goals too. So let me just check that quick. Yeah, Sam Bennett leads the entire NHL in goals in the playoffs, 10 goals in 17 games. And if Florida is going to win, his fingerprints are going to be all over the series again. He's plus 2,000. Thank you, Goots.
Thank you, Goots.
Skilled, scores, hits, fights. He's the prototypical playoff hockey player that you would want. And again, like, I don't think Bobrovsky has necessarily been incredible. Barkov has been great, but I don't think he's been so far ahead of everybody else. So if Florida is going to win, I think Bennett's going to have a lot to do with that, and getting him at plus 2,800 is certainly worth the sprinkle.
Awesome. Jonny, thanks a lot for hopping on, man. I really appreciate it. Everybody go follow Jonny. I'll share your profile a little bit later. JLazzy23. And keep up the great work, man. Love the content.
What nickname do you go by?
DGen.
DGen. Okay.
Yeah.
Can I call you Deej?
Yeah, that's fine.
I'll call you Deej. All right, thanks, Deej.
Deej is good. All right, Jonny, what's your nickname? J Laz?
I like Laz.
Johnny Laz?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy to come out whenever. This is fun. Appreciate it.
Sounds good, man.
Thank you.
Later. Tiafo. Yeah. All right. Peace. All right. Good shit. We've got more puck talk with our guy, Iain Mack, and we're also going to talk a little hockey because the next golf tournament is right in his backyard because you fucking abandoned us, you traitor. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Iain? By the way, the hair's looking good.
Yeah, I just noticed that actually just when you put me on. I'm having a decent hair day today.
You're like, wow, I look good today.
Wow.
What is this your playoff beard?
No, I've had this since December, I think. I've had it for a while.
Okay. All right. Well, fair enough. Anyways, thanks for joining, Iain. And I want to, before obviously we talk a little Panthers and Oilers, I want to ask you about the Toronto Maple Leafs. But before I ask you about the Toronto Maple Leafs, is it okay to? I'm not gonna be a dickhead. I swear I'm not gonna be a dickhead. I have legitimate questions about the Toronto Maple Leafs. Can I ask you just something about the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Yes.
Okay. What are
I'm not over yet, by the way. Like I'm truly still depressed.
Okay. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you. I think I said this and I don't know how it was received, but I think I said I would kind of hold my head up high because the Panthers are, I think when we fast forward, they're going to be that teams.
Yeah. But then it's just like, yeah, but we were so close to beating them then.
I know.
Watching the Eastern Conference final, now the Hurricanes did kind of have beaten up on the Leafs in the regular season a lot the past couple of years, so who knows? But it kind of makes it worse because then it's like if we got by the Panthers, like maybe we could have just handled the Hurricanes too. And I don't think enough people realize how pivotal that game 7 was for the Leafs' future. Like there was 2 different paths this team is going to go down, and it came down to that game 7. And now they lost, and they're blowing things up, and Shanahan's gone, and Marner's probably gone. They win that game 7. Shanahan's still there. Marner's probably going to want to come back. The whole outlook of the team for the next handful of years is going to be completely different based on that game 7 result.
So my question is this. I'm just curious because we were talking about the New York Knicks yesterday, my colleague Steak and I, and we were in a weird way, I don't know how you feel about that. Are you a basketball fan?
No.
Okay. So I know that you lived in New York. I didn't know if you happened to like pick up any Knicks fandom or anything like that.
Yeah,
or
I
give a
kind of
shit
Knicks
about.
are kind of the team that I cheer for.
Yeah,
because
they're
and I
fun.
think maybe this is where this question is leading to, because I do think they are kind of the Maple Leafs of the NBA in a
Okay,
sense.
that's exactly so. So he had a take that the Knicks were going to be Maple Leafish, or I guess rather you could say the Pacers would have been, but the Knicks would have come back. But we were talking about the Knicks and what they do and where they go from here because it kind of felt like fuck that might have been their chance. They we I guess threw out a few scenarios of what they do with the players and get rid of the coach, etc. Do you have like not a dream scenario because nothing's a dream with how the season ended, but do you have a few things that you would like to see the Toronto Maple Leafs do? Obviously, with their top 3-4 guys, who they get rid of, who stays, anybody you want to see come to Toronto, and then we'll stop talking about this.
No, not really, because there's so many different directions they could go. Their head coach right now, Craig Berube, and although he was a lot better than Keefe, he coaches a style of hockey that's very much like it's actually kind of a Panthers style of hockey, which is very aggressive north-south, and that's why Matthew Knies looks so good in that system because he's a power forward. The players the Leafs have generally, outside of Matthew Knies, don't really fit his style of hockey. They're skill guys, east-west guys who can skate. So I don't think the Leafs even have a good roster to fit his style. You know what I would love to see happen? When it's not going to happen. I want to see them. I would love to see them get rid of Berube. It's not going to happen after 1 year, and bring in Gardner McDougall, who is maybe the greatest coach in hockey and is not in the NHL. And it's finally. Do you know who he is? Have you seen any stories about?
No,
Gardner
but I
McDougall?
fucking hate that you want to get rid of this coach after 1 year. I like this guy.
Yeah, but he doesn't coach. His style of coaching does not. I don't know why they hired him in the first place. His style of coaching doesn't fit the Maple Leafs roster.
But if
you want to keep the coach, you have to blow up everyone.
Do it.
Maybe I like
that
Nylander
style is successful.
Matthew's not going anywhere. He's just signed to a big contract. I love Nylander. Marner, get rid of him. Wow. But then you got to bring in like a ton of power forwards, like Matthew Knies, like Sam Bennett, which has been tied to the Leafs a little bit.
Yeah. He was fun to watch. Knies was fun to watch, and he was just like you're not your typical Leaf, which was awesome. And that's why I thought when they were up fucking 2-0, and I'm like, oh my God, the Leafs actually feels like it could be this year. Anyways,
I gotta say this, DGen. There was when the Leafs were up in Game 3. 3-1 in Game 3 to take a 3-0 series lead. No joke. I felt like a weightlessness and like a pure like happiness for like those 45 seconds that I've never felt as a sports fan of any of my team. It was very strange. Like for 45 seconds, I knew what it felt like to cheer for an actual good sports team who doesn't let me down. It didn't last very long, but like when they went up 3-1 in that game, I was like, are they just a good team? This is crazy. And then obviously downhill from there. But those 45 seconds, I'll look back on forever. I truly, I was weightless. I was like floating in the air watching that game.
That makes me so happy to hear you say that. Like I'm a sports fan through and through. Like obviously I love sports betting, but diehard sports fan. And there are just so many ups, there's so many downs. And at the end of the day, when we all get old, hopefully we get old and die, you want some stories to tell. And you want to just remember your feelings. And sports are going to take up a big chunk of that. I find that I have such a hard time as I get older of letting myself enjoy the good times because I'm so worried about when you enjoy them, you're jinxing them. Did you have that battle too? Like, I don't want to.
Well, that's been my entire life.
Exactly. Doesn't it suck?
Yeah, it's that scene in Friday Night Lights where Mike Winchell's talking to his coach on the drive home or the driving to the coin flip. And he's like, do you feel like you're just cursed? Like there's a witch following you around? That's how I feel watching all of my sports teams. That like I just feel like disaster's right around the corner because it always is. But there was that 45 seconds where like I didn't feel that. And I just felt like they were going to win the cup. And it was the only time I felt that since 2001.
I'm taking a new approach this year. I established it and I haven't really done a good job, but I've done a better job of saying this is the year of no jinx, but I haven't really gotten into a good betting rhythm. Notre Dame went to the championship, but like I said, hey, I'm confident they're going to beat Penn State. That wouldn't have been like me. in the past. But yeah, I'm trying to just enjoy things a little bit more. So, okay. Well, thank you for the Leafs talk. I appreciate that. And I do want to hear your takes on the Canadian Open, but let's keep it on the puck for a second. So I want to know first and foremost where you stand on the Florida Panthers. I'm just flat out in love with this team. I've talked about it. I'm sure you've seen my tweets for the past couple years about them, even going to watch them play in the Stanley Cup back-to-back years. I love them. I'm sure you obviously hate them, but do you respect the Florida Panthers, or is there anything that you have up your sleeve like you had with the Boston Bruins at one time of saying like this?
Do I respect them as a good team? Oh yeah, they're a fantastic team. They play perfect playoff hockey. They are like a perfect hockey team, pretty much.
I think that's a good way to put it. They play perfect playoff hockey. Now at the same time, are you buying into the Panthers being this new dynasty in the NHL, or are you buying into Connor McDavid, one of the greatest players, is getting his Stanley Cup? Because I feel like there's two narratives you're choosing if you're picking a side here.
Well, have you seen the thing going around about Gretzky and Crosby?
Well, I know the only thing I can think that you're talking about is they lost the first one and they won the second one
in a rematch against the same team. So Gretzky, it was the Islanders for Gretzky, lost the first one, rematch Islanders next year, won. Crosby was the Red Wings, lost first Stanley Cup final, won the rematch the next year. It seems to be the trend for NHL GOATs to just face the exact same team the next year after losing this cup final and beating them.
And I wouldn't talk anyone off of that. I could see it. I nutted up with a bet on the Panthers last year. I really did. And I didn't think the Panthers were necessarily an easy button to press, but I'm telling you this, I think I took something like under total goals in the series. When they were up 3-0, I was like, this fucking rules.
Oh yeah.
This rules. This is going to be the cheekiest, easiest bet of my life. And then a switch flipped and I was fucking terrified. So when I watched that series, I saw Skinner and this is what the Oilers did this year with the Kings. They were on life support and then they fucking win and they just go on this tear. And it's like, oh shit, we're good. We're back. Skinner did that in the series last year. If you remember, I'm sure you watched it and followed it closely, but he was terrible the first 3 games. Terrible. And then the next 3, even the game they lost in game 7, he was really fucking good. Skinner's kind of playing with that swag and he's playing loose after this postseason run. I legitimately think I don't have the guts to put money up against the Oilers this year. I legitimately think I haven't given my cup pick yet. I haven't thought how many games and whatnot. I think the Oilers are very, very scary and dangerous. And this is about as much of a coin flip as I can think of. Do you agree?
Yes, but with that being said, I mean, Panthers are slight underdogs now. It is hard to ignore that plus sign next to the Panthers.
Very, very small. I mean, what is it, plus 104?
Yeah, even if that, I think plus 102, the last book I looked at. So yeah, but still plus money next to the Panthers is tough. But I do think it's the Oilers here. Because not only, so Skinner has played significantly better since he got back to the starting job halfway through the series with the Golden Knights. And the Oilers, their supporting cast has been a lot better these playoffs compared to last year. Last year was like McDavid and Draisaitl, and then no one else did anything. The supporting cast has been much better this playoff run, which might be even more important.
It did feel like the Oilers being top heavy was kind of something that they were going to have to go away from if they were gonna continue cup runs, and they did a pretty good job. I can't even really name the guys down there, third and fourth lines like I do. I just watch the Panthers more, plus obviously with the start times, and I can't stay up past 10:30. But they're clearly doing a really good job because I know guys are contributing. They're scoring more goals, but they're also getting better goal time. I mean, they punked the Dallas Stars. Punked. And I thought the Stars
wasn't
were
that
real
high in the
fucking
Stars.
problem. See, okay, that's probably where that would have been your good take that I would have championed.
Yes. But they did make the Western Conference Final. I had them lose. I had the Avalanche sweeping them in the first round. So that take would have looked bad. But I was never sold on the Stars.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. And the series against the Jets didn't really impress me because the Jets didn't really impress me. They barely got by against the fucking Blues. But I just thought, and I felt like we talked to some other guys, other Torontoians. I don't know how to actually. What do you say, Torontoians?
Torontians.
Canadians. owner's box. And this guy, Ryan Sura, he's like, I think it's more impressive what the Stars have done, who they've beaten up until this point, more so than the Oilers. I must have just respected the Knights a little bit more than everybody else, but the way they ragdolled Vegas it absolutely blew my mind.
Golden Knights didn't play well in the playoffs at all. They beat the Wild, but they didn't look good in the against the Wild at all.
Yeah, you're right.
I think the Golden Knights were a team who peaked at the wrong time and just hit a slump at the wrong time.
That's a good way to put it. Okay, do you have any? Do you have like a betting card for this series? Do you have any best bets? Do you have any cheeky props or anything like that? And don't feel free. You don't have to force it if you don't.
I did take the Oilers to win. From an X's and O's standpoint, I also think it's interesting. Last year, when the reason why the Panthers got off to such a hot start in that series is they have like their X's and O's. They play a really aggressive counterattack style that's kind of hard to defend against and counter the counter. And the Oilers got caught off guard at the start of the series with that style of hockey, and then they figured it out, and that's why they ended up coming back and forcing in Game 7. So if the Panthers play that style again, the Oilers are going to be a lot more prepared for that from an X's and O's standpoint, because don't forget, East-West teams only face each other twice in the regular season, right? So I think they're going to be a little bit more prepared from an X's and O's standpoint, and I do think the Oilers are the bet to make.
Yeah, Dig Dad said it. The Oilers can run 4 lines. They've got so much depth. Yeah, this is a real problem because I think I was more impressed. If you go back to last year's series, I was more impressed with the 3 games the Oilers were able to win than I was with the games that the Panthers were able to win. I mean, the Oilers look like they really figured something out. And you know who was a huge fucking factor was Nurse. I felt like Nurse was playing really well. Their defense stepped up, and now they're deep. They got a few more dogs that can bang. But coaching matters. Coaching really matters. I don't know if you respect the Edmonton Oilers head coach. The name is escaping me. I love Paul Maurice. Love him.
Hey, I like him from a coach standpoint. Did you hear what he said about like shaking hands with the Hurricanes?
Yeah,
He's like,
that was an interesting take.
Brindamore and was like, we shouldn't be shaking. It's like, what are you talking about, dude? Every coach of all time is shaking hands, and now just because you think, including you, and now just you because you think that they shouldn't, they're not going to. Like, what are you talking about?
I can agree.
Arrogance is that?
As much as I love the guy, that was a little too much. Like, hey, let me. It's all about the players, and we don't want to take up the handshaking line. He tried to like look too. I don't know.
But I mean, the greatest coaches of all time in every sport are assholes. So.
Yeah. I just think he says the right team at the right time, and it resonates with his guys. Kachuk has been kind of missing on the ice. I feel like he's not really doing too much. He's had a bad playoffs. Yeah, no one's had a bad playoffs. He's kind of been bad. Yeah. And my buddy who's a Panthers fan actually even said like the second half of the season there wasn't really. I don't know if he was injured, but there just wasn't really much to be impressed with. But Marchand's been a great acquisition. Okay, so you're on the Oilers. And how many games?
6.
Okay.
I heard Jonny say before I hopped on Sam Bennett, Conn Smythe. I like that look.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of value on Draisaitl at 8-1. McDavid, the obvious favorite, but McDavid only has 1 more point than Draisaitl. Now I know McDavid's a lot more important defensively, but if Draisaitl scores enough points in this series where he finishes with like 4 or 5 more points than McDavid, then he's going to win. So 8-1 for Draisaitl seems interesting.
Is it weird that, or I guess not weird, but how do you feel about this take? I think again, and I thought about this last time they met. I told you I took the under total goals in the series. I do think it's going to be a more low scoring series than usual. I just think their depth and their defense are good, but not only that, Bobrovsky is playing really well. Like he flipped a switch.
Playing well.
Yeah, he flipped a switch against the Leafs because in those first 2 games against Toronto, he had a hole in his glove. And Skinner's been awesome. So I don't know that, you look at the shots taken in the Carolina series with the Panthers, like one team had 22, the other team had 20. I know the Oilers are a different beast, but I was reading The Athletic. I don't know if you pay attention to The Athletic. I take a look at it every now and then. They do this cool thing where they ask coaches and executives for their pick. Last year, 4 out of 33, 4 picked the Oilers. So it was very, very top heavy.
Wow.
For the Panthers. Obviously, that didn't matter. This year, 50-50. So the Oilers are getting a lot more respect, rightfully so. You see in the odds market as well. But okay, give me your how do you see it playing out? Give me your Mona Lisa if you heard me say that as well.
Yeah.
In what order do you think the Oilers will win in 6?
Oilers win first 2 games at home.
Wow.
Panthers win game 3. Oilers win game 4. Panthers win game 5 in Edmonton. Oilers win in Florida game 6. So 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, 3-2.
3-2. Okay. I wonder, by the way, anybody in the chat, if you can pull up the odds market, I wonder what total games exactly 6 or exact game 6 is. It's maybe it's usually like plus 175 or something. I like that. I'm seeing 6 in both series. I'm seeing 6 in the Pacers. I know you don't care about NBA, but I could see. I don't see a game 7 for some reason, but I'm very excited. I think this is going to be one of the best Stanley Cups that I've been alive for. How has your golf betting year been going? Obviously,
Terrible.
I know you're a big golf guy.
I haven't hit note right all year. I keep having guys finish in the top 5 and women too. I bet LPGA. Nelly Corder.
Aren't you a model? Aren't you a model better?
What do you mean? Like I create models?
I mean, you don't even have to create them, but like you maybe use models that already exist.
Yeah.
Hasn't that been doing really well?
Here's one thing I'll say about betting on golf that has hurt me this year, but it's something that other people do that annoys me, is I only place maximum 3 outright bets a week. I see people bet 12 outrights and then they do a victory lap when their 8-1 guy hits. They lose money because they lost 11 units on the other 11 guys they bet, but then their victory lap and they had an 8-1.
Or they won like 2.5 units, which don't get me wrong, I'll take 2.5 units. But
sure.
When you hit a golf outright winner, you should be hitting like over 10.
Yeah. I mean, if I place 10 to 12 outright bets every week, I'd have a ton of outright bets this season. But I do maximum 3. So because of that, I haven't hit one. Now I haven't hit one, so I should have by now at least have a couple. Nelly Corder at the U.S. Open, U.S. Women's Open last week. Huge play on her. I thought she was a lock, and she finished second. Crushed me.
Who won? Anybody we need to know about or pay attention to?
Yeah, Maya Stark. You don't know Maya Stark? Sweden, no. The pride of Sweden. God no.
I feel like you say that with everyone. You say the pride of, and then the country they're from.
Yeah. Correct. Or the city, or the city if I know what city they're from. Correct.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so talk to me about the Canadian Open this week. I told you before we came on the show. If you tell me Corey Connors, I'm pulling the plug.
Nope, not Corey Connors. I'm going to give you a different Canadian. I'm going to give you the second best Canadian, Taylor Pendrith, who his odds have now. I got him at 35-1 yesterday morning. He's now 28-1, so you're not going to get as good of odds. But he checks every single box. No one in the field has played TPC Toronto more than Taylor Pendrith. He's there all the time playing this course. He actually played this course in a PGA Tour Canada event in 2019. He finished runner-up. Coming into this event, great form, T12 at last week's Memorial Tournament, where he finished second in the field to Scotty Scheffler and strokes gained tee to green. So strokes gained tee to green, it was Scheffler number 1, Taylor Pendrith number 2. T5 at the PGA Championship. PGA Championship, which was played at Quail Hollow. What course are people saying TPC Toronto kind of plays like? Quail Hollow. So you got the course fit, you got the history, you got the form. He checks every box. Taylor Pendrith. Now, the pressure of a Canadian winning the Canadian Open is big. Can he overcome that? Tough.
Has anyone done it?
Nick Taylor 2 years ago.
Oh, Nick Taylor.
He hit that huge putt.
Canadian golfer. Right.
Yeah. He was the first guy to do it since 54. Pat Fletcher in 54. Who could forget? Was the last guy to do it before Nick Taylor.
Nick Taylor might be the Canadian golfer with the biggest nuts. Like that guy.
Yeah. He'll miss 8 cuts in a row and then win. And then miss 8 cuts in a row and then win.
Yeah, but it's so, you know what? I'll fucking take that than like Corey Connors, who's fucking third through the first 2.5 days and then just slowly fucking fades off. But I'm a Pendy guy. I believe he won last year and I was not on.
Yes, he won something last year.
Yeah, he won something weird. Maybe it was like Valero or some shit. But like Pendy, been on Pendy for a bit, on and off for the last year and a half. I'm down to tell you on this. Any long shots?
There's a guy who is, I think he's 75 or 80-1. I bet him just top 20. Nicholas Norgard.
Oh, I like him.
Second longest driver on the PGA Tour, 328 yards averages off the tee. This course is bombers only. You got to be a bomber, or at the very least, very good with your long irons. And he's good at both. Now, is he good enough to win? I don't think so, but you can 3-1 top 20. I think is a good play.
Is he from Denmark?
Yeah.
Yep. So have you been to this course, by the way?
No. I will be
are-
there, though. I'll be there covering the event. So
That was my next question. Are you doing it for work or are you doing it for pleasure?
I got a credential through work.
Very cool.
Am I doing specific work things there? No. I basically got the credential so I could get in for free and eat the food in the media center.
Fair enough. Okay. Are you betting baseball?
Yes.
How is your baseball season going?
Terrible. I always suck at baseball. Baseball's a
Yeah.
loss. I just look at the baseball as it's going to be a loss every year. I've never had a profitable baseball season.
Yeah.
I know I've heard pro bettors say baseball is like extremely difficult, near impossible to actually win money on. So I don't believe anyone who says they win money betting baseball.
So people, from what I understand, I've heard this a few years ago listening to VSiN. I forget who said it, but they said the pros take the summer off. The only edge that you have in baseball is from like April, May into June, and then they're done. Which, I mean, it makes perfect sense. I usually have like a good month or two, but I never really have a very good profitable season. But I was just curious if you've had any one player or team or any type of system or prop bet that you have found success on.
Yeah, I've been betting a lot of walks allowed on pitchers.
That's
been
fun.
kind of my thing this season. Which I mean, I don't have exactly how well I've done in those specific props, but I've anecdotally I feel like I've done well with walks allowed.
Are you you're a Blue Jays guy? Have you
Yep.
do you plan on going to any games or
Going tonight.
I was just gonna ask you, Bowden Francis and Christopher Sanchez. I like the Nerfy.
Whew. That's bold.
I like the Nerfy.
Bowden Francis, Nerfy. Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep. I think he's gonna fucking mow down the top of the Phillies lineup. Maybe he'll do one walk.
I'll say this about walks. Love Christopher Sanchez over 1.5 walks allowed.
Okay.
Jays have been drawing a ton of walks lately. 11.4% of plate appearances over the past 2 weeks. They've drawn a walk. That's the best by a full percent in the majors. 10.9% of plate appearances they've walked against lefties in 2025. That's the second best rate against lefties. And Christopher Sanchez has walked at least 2 batters in 8 of his 11 starts this season. And his over 1.5 walks allowed is -110. You can find.
Love it. I just so you know, you're probably not familiar, but anytime I like a Nerfy, it usually doesn't hit, but more importantly, the leadoff guy will hit a home run. And if he doesn't hit a home run, the second guy will hit a home run. So if you are going to the game, if you get there early, if you're in your seats when the game starts, if you want to just have a small wager for fun, you should probably take the first, second, or third player for the Phillies to hit a home run.
Of the Phillies.
At bat, right. not in the game, like that at bat, if you can do that.
Okay.
Do you have DraftKings in
Yes.
You do? You have everything? Okay.
DraftKings Sportsbook, you can't play DraftKings DFS.
Oh, that's okay. I'm not really the biggest DFS guy. Good shit, man. Well, I'm looking to talk to you in the NFL because I want to get your thoughts on your Falcons and the NFC South. I'm going to tell you on Taylor Pendrith. So, yep. Hey, you're just a defensive edge away from the Super Bowl.
We got 2. And we got 2.
Yeah. You didn't trade too much for that or anything.
First for a first. Who cares?
Yeah. No, I'm sure that guy from Tennessee who was falling on everyone's big board will be just fine.
You Bucs fans are shaking in your moon boots.
I don't know how you're going to sack Baker Mayfield when he's got fucking Egbuka or Godwin or all these options. But we're not. We're going to save it. Iain Mac at Iain Mac Bets. Follow him on Twitter. I'll share your profile as well. Thank you for hopping on. Good luck with your wagers and have fun at the game tonight.
Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. Yeah, take care. Good luck.
Yep. Good. Go Pendrith. The Falcons fucking suck. Hope this helps. Get his ass, Matt. Get his ass. Make sure you follow Iain. I've been following Iain for a very, very long time. I'd probably say in my sports gambling, Twitter, whatever the fuck you want to call it, since it's been a thing, I would say Ian's probably been one of the longest follows that I've had. Give him a follow there. All right, great stuff with Jonny and Iain hopping off. Thank you guys, chat. You were very well behaved. You were very polite, and you're very nice. Almost too nice, honestly. Almost too nice. I kind of wish you fucking gave it to him a little bit more than you did. I'm just kidding. You were great. Anyways, we've got an interesting board today. I like some plays. I'll give them to you one more time. Not that you want to fucking do anything with them other than stay off or bet against. You know what I mean? I like the Nationals. Fading the Cubs ain't fun, but I like this Nationals team. I like the Pirates. Whatever. Call me a fucking square betting on Skeens. I don't give a shit. I like the Nerfy in Toronto. It's scary. That's all right. Boo. Motherfucker. Happy Halloween. I like Strider. Diamondbacks don't strike out. Fuck them. They do tonight. I like Rays. I'm not playing anything with the Rays. I like Palante. Maybe I plant my flag as a Palante guy. You know what I mean? I like the Padres again. I press the button on the fucking Padres. All right. Hey, thanks for hanging out. This was a fun stream. 2 hours on the fucking nose. Steak will be back tomorrow, and I'll follow up with Trent to see if it'll be on Thursday. That'll be fun. We'll talk Pacers. Last day before we get into the finals. Okay. Before we get into the finals, enjoy yourselves. It's a glorious day out there. I got to get ready to roll and head out and do some work. Good luck.